Get started. So I am recording, and so I wanted to start with a couple of administrative things real quick for anybody who's not been on one of my calls before. I'm Melissa Kramer. This little guy in my arms is Aiden. You will hear about in my testimony when I give it, is my little autistic 7-year-old who is mentally like a 12-month-old. My husband is out right now at dinner with some sort of clients of some sort, and so yeah. So until hubby gets home, Aiden is with us because we're just so blessed he's awake tonight. So he's going to hang, and I'm glad that Whitney is going to do the majority of the talking because this is a problem that we got to deal with. But you know what? This is mompreneur. This is how we roll. So it is what it is. I will mute myself in a couple minutes. So administrative stuff. You guys know we have a 7-day challenge coming up on December 14th. I was thinking the other day that we might be able to push that earlier because it seems like shipping is going much quicker. So we might be able to do that on December 7th, the Monday before, but we'll wait to see if everybody has their orders, or maybe even start on the 8th or the 9th, just to start earlier. But we'll decide that after the 3rd, once we see whether everybody has their shipments in or not. So we'll just kind of roll with the punches on that one. But for now, we are supposed to start on December 14th. We can order products through December 3rd. And of course, obviously, there's free shipping the rest of the month, November to Remember, all that great stuff going on. So you definitely want to get your orders in and your people ordering by November 30th. If I think of something else, I'm a little distracted right now. So if I think of something else, I'll let you know at the end. But I want to introduce Whitney. Whitney and I met at Leaders Retreat, not this past year, but the year before. So Whitney and I had both started in June, right? You can unmute yourself. You got to make sure I tell the story right. You had started in June as well, right?
Yeah, I started taking the products in June, yes.
Okay, and then started with the business the next month?
The middle of July.
Okay, so yeah, you had been with the company even shorter amount of time than I had. That's awesome. So we were both silver, we were both brand new, and we were both in Haley's downline. Really didn't know many people at the Leaders Retreat because we were so new to the business, but both had very similar stories, and so still do. So we kind of clicked, and she's from South Carolina, and so we've seen each other at a couple different events since then and kept in touch and stuff. And Whitney is awesome. If you don't follow her on Facebook because she does great posts. She's fantastic at just sharing her heart in very unique ways, which I really love. It's not just a testimony. She always has something interesting to say. She has an amazing testimony herself, but her Facebook posts are really great and different and unique. And so that's part of why I was drawn to ask her to talk to y'all tonight. So take it away, and I'm going to mute myself so we don't have to listen to this one anymore.
Well, thank you for having me on. So I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of my testimony. I started, like we said, the products in June, and I started for my thyroid and, of course, to lose weight. So I had been diagnosed with Graves' disease, and all my levels were of hyperthyroid. However, I had every symptom of hypo. I couldn't lose weight. I was always fatigued. I didn't want to get out of bed, very cranky. And so my doctor said that my medicine was not regulating my thyroid levels. So I was going to have radiation treatment to kill my thyroid. And then I would be on, medicine for the rest of my life. So before that happened, I, of course, had been Facebook stalking, the Plexus people. And I decided, why not give it a try? 60 days, I'll get my money back because it won't work. And I started with the Slim and the Accelerator because at that time, that was all I could afford. And within 4 months, my levels were regulated, and my doctors told me I no longer needed my medicine. However, I was a bad patient. So I'm just going to put this out there so you guys aren't asking, what to do with medicine. I did stop taking my medicine because it was my last resort before having, the radiation treatment. Now, I've done a lot of research, so if you do have any other questions, feel free to message me, but I did not take my medicine and take Plexus. So after 4 months, no longer needed the medicine. And then in April, my levels had been regulated for 10 months, so I was released from my endocrinologist. Um, so that's a little bit of my health part of it. I did lose, some weight, and I went from like a size 14 down to a size 8. So I lost a lot of inches. I feel amazing. I used to drink probably 7 Cokes a day and probably 2, 3 pots of coffee just to keep me going. And I no longer do that. So that's huge for me. And here recently, with all this shipping, delays and stuff like that, I ran out of products, and I have something to add to my testimony. I was a binge eater, and I had no idea until running out of my products that I was a binge eater. So Plexus helped with that as well. So I also started, to help out financially. I stay at home. My husband works a lot, and I'm senior gold. But trying to think if I have anything else to add to that part. Sorry. That's my health, and then of course the vein, the weight loss, the inches, and then helping out financially. And I have been able to. My second month, I was able to cover my products plus more. So it's a great opportunity, and it's definitely blessed our family because my husband was without a paycheck for over a month, and because of Plexus, our bills stayed paid, and we never got behind. So a very big blessing there. So that is my testimony. Now, my business has grown a lot slower. I've been working a lot of self-development. Like Melissa said, we were silver together and then kind of promoted up together, and now she's Ruby, so I got to catch up with her. No, you're senior Ruby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You're coming.
I got a lot of work to do, but I'm gonna get there with her.
You are going to be.
I had to help with my grandma and different family situations, and so God gave me that time to grow. So if for some reason you feel like you're moving, don't ever compare yourself to someone else's. That's one piece of advice I can give there, is don't ever compare yourself, because God gives you different situations to make you stronger and make you grow yourself and develop yourself to be who you need to be. And it was hard to learn that at first, but I definitely know that's why God put all that in my path. So as far as our Facebook posting goes, I like to be fun. I like to sometimes make jokes, and I will be the first to tell you that Facebook posting is very, very, very important, because there was a time where I didn't post, and I had people messaging me, "Are you not doing Plexus anymore?" So guess what that showed me? People are watching even when you think they are not. So I try to be fun. I normally, unless it's like free shipping or something like that, I normally don't try to post the graphics or the ad like things, just because I feel like somebody out there is suffering with something, that there's a testimony to prove that we have the products that's going to help them. And so I always try to put my little spin on it. I'll watch Melissa, or I'll watch somebody else, and then I'll figure out what I want to post, because that's the beauty of it all, is we have so many people we can use what they've already posted or something, and then I just put my spin on it. There's been times I know I've wrote like a letter thanking Plexus for what it's done, and just small stuff. My drink in my hand, and just making it funny and silly. I just like to try to keep everybody, laughing when they look, or, intrigued by what I'm posting. Melissa, I hit all my little bullet points. So.
All right, hold on. Let me figure out who's. Oh, there we go. Gotta figure out who I need. Oh, you're gonna have to listen to Aiden. He's trying to kill me. Okay, so how would you say that you approach recruiting people? Because you do recruit a good number of ambassadors as level 1. So what is something that or what are some of your key things that you do to help recruit or to grow your team?
I'm actually working with one right now. She has been with another health company to lose a majority of her weight, but she hit a plateau. And I actually coached her daughter in cheerleading, and she looked at me and she was like, I just don't understand how you have so much energy. I was like, girl's plexus. And so she just kept waiting. And then finally she ordered. And so I messaged her today just to follow up with her. Follow up is huge. It's key, big time. That is one thing I can say is follow up, because I followed up with her today and she said she had told me before that she didn't like the taste. And so today when I messaged her, she said she loved it. She would not go without it. It just that she had to grow to love the taste, and she absolutely loves it now. It gives her so much energy and this and that. So I said, oh my gosh, yay, I'm so excited for you. Would you be interested in joining to get your products wholesale? That way, too, if you know somebody else that needs that energy or hits a plateau like you do, that way you can tell them what you're doing and it's helping you. So she was like, yes, of course. She was like, what do I need to do? So I guess just following up and making sure they're happy. I mean, I know we're going to have some that aren't. It's not for everybody. But, one thing I have learned is it is a lifestyle change, and you will find that some people just aren't into that. But, those that are, those are the ones that, really, really want this because they love it and they want to share it with others. So I just always follow up with people. And now I am very, I've been told I'm bold. So like there was a man checking me out at the Dollar General the other day, and he was like, oh, I was like, you don't seem like you like your job today. And he was like, oh, I'm retired. I just did this to get out of the house a couple days a week, and now I'm working 40 hours a week, and I thought I was supposed to be retired. And I was like, you know what? I got something for you. And so I took him one of the product brochures up there and a sample of Slim. And I actually bought a bottle of water and had him mix it up right there. And he said he loved the taste, so he was going to talk to his wife, So I went back in there today, and he was like, I think I have her convinced. And that way I won't have to work so many hours here, and I can just, do this from home and then get out and go meet people. I was like, absolutely. And he was like, and I still feel retired. So, just sharing it wherever you go, and always listening for those cues of who needs it. Everybody needs it. They just don't know they need it. So it's our job to tell them they need it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have to ask, did you go back into the Dollar General in order to find him intentionally? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm big on like stalking. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I always like stalk my posts. And what I mean by that is you get one freebie with me. So if I post something about Plexus and you like it one time, that's your freebie. Then the second time I message you and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much for supporting me. I love keeping up with you and your family, on Facebook, whether it be the kids, the dog, whatever, I throw that in there. And then I ask them if they ever tried Plexus or if they'd be interested in, knowing more about it, because they can obviously see that I love it. And, I make a joke out of it. And I've had quite a few say, actually, I really would. Like, I've so thought about trying it. I just didn't know what to say. So, yeah, just like that, the like stalking thing, I stalked the Dollar General and waited for his car to be there again.
Oh, you even looked for his car? That is awesome. I love that. Good job, girl. Okay, so with your team, how do you help motivate your level ones to grow their business?
I will say since July, we have, I think I saw one of my best friends. She's one of my level ones. I think I saw her join because she's here to support me. But we had a lot of momentum, and we were doing meetings and stuff like that. Sip and sees, launch parties, and that kind of thing. And then when everything got crazy in my life, it kind of slowed down a little bit. But I thought, like I said, we grow, we self-develop. So getting back to being involved in meetings, we all hear it. Meetings are huge to be at. And we were growing when we were doing the meetings, getting customers, adding ambassadors and that type of thing, just to have people involved and, wanting to grow and make a business out of it, because there is so much potential here. So I think just getting everybody together, I've learned from you, like you've inspired me doing some team calls and that kind of thing, because I was kind of shy on that. I was like, well, I've kind of sorry.
You're fine.
We've all been a little sick around here.
Uh-oh.
Let me grab some water. Sorry.
Okay, you're fine. Poor thing.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be okay.
We sure hope so.
Maybe not.
Poor thing.
My son catches everything. My daughter catches nothing.
I know, it's just some kid.
Okay. I think I'm good. So, well, as I was saying, getting back to doing the meeting.
Yep. How do you do a sip and see? Like, do you have a lot of people that come to your sip and sees, or do you do them often? Because like in Jacksonville, I think it changes based on city. Like in Jacksonville, we could do 100 sip and sees and maybe 2 people show up to each one. We're just not a very outwardly social city, I guess. I don't know what the deal is here, but it's, it doesn't matter if Haley's speaking or if, a Silver's speaking, nobody comes to any of them. So obviously in your area, you have a better outreach where people actually come to events, but do you have 3 or 4 people at different events, or do you have dozens? Poor thing. You want to answer me.
Okay. I'll tell you one thing. I have a guy that just joined a couple months ago, and he had a really, really good idea. So we're going to see how this goes. We just thought we would be the fun, crazy team. Because I said, we've got to get this momentum back. We've got to, get everybody growing and going again. So we're doing a holiday plexus party. So we're thinking like a plexus walk instead of a cakewalk, and then like plexus bingo once we play like the product video, do like a game of bingo. So that way whoever really paid attention to the video could win something. And I do agree with you. A lot of people around here know Kendra too. And when Kendra is going to be somewhere, a lot of people tend to show up. Same for like Tracy and Marianne and that type of thing. A lot of times we have more ambassadors. So one thing I'm thinking about doing, and this could be something each of you do, is maybe like the ambassador who brings the most guests, because that's what we want, at op meetings or whatever, gets like a $20 gift card or something. That's something I'm going to try for the next one. But we did one on Friday, and there were 3 guests there. Each of them are either a customer or an ambassador now. So, I mean, even if it's only 3, as long as 3 of them do something, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That keeps your team growing and keeps your business growing by new customers and stuff. Absolutely. So share with us a couple other ways you're bold. I know you've got good stuff in there about that.
Let's see. Just reaching out to those who you think need it. And another thing is, I don't know if Summer's still on here, but we had a call the other night, and she was asked why she joined Flexus. And she'll tell you that she saw me at Leaders Retreat last year, and she was jealous. She wanted to be there with me, and she didn't want me doing it without her. So, you always like staying fun, I guess, posting to where you're personal and intriguing people, and always casting the vision. You have your why, so always keep that in mind. Even, like I said, even if you think nobody's watching, they are. And they will reach out to you. It's just in their time, because we're all skeptical. So anytime I get around a group of friends, like, I'm always putting it out there. Like, I'm not asking them to do it. I'm just, if they say something, I'm like, yeah, thank you, Plexus. Like if we go out and do something or whatever. So I've got a couple of, people from just being out with a group of friends, and then, my close friends that maybe I had set a boundary up with that I wasn't going to ask them, like Summer. She messaged me on the way back from Leaders Retreat, and she was like, all right, sign me up. See, she chatted it at the bottom.
So I was super jealous and couldn't resist the fun. She's obviously a blue personality, wanted the fun parties.
So,
that's awesome.
And of course she's my best friend, so I didn't want to do it without her. And I had mentioned it to her, but her sister was actually an ambassador, but she was just getting wholesale costs. She wasn't in it for the business or anything like that. So Summer was like kind of torn. And then when she saw me at Leaders Retreat, she was like, okay, sign me up. Like, what I got to do, so just always, when they say make that list of 100, like really make that list. Like, don't just in your head think about this person and that person. Really make that list and cross them off.
Yeah, work the list.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And I'll tell you, kind of talking about following up and about people watching, I was telling Liza earlier today that I had a girl who has been questioning me and watching me for 17 months, ordered today. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I've been waiting on you. She needs these products so badly. And I've been telling her for 17 months. And I never stopped following up, even when it feels really weird to continue to like sort of stalk this person. Out of the blue today decided she was going to do it. I'm like, yay, so happy for her. So you just never know. You never know.
And those that wait, like I watched for probably 7.5 months, and I had people messaging me left and right, like, you should do this, and da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready. I don't think it'll work. And so, I mean, I get it. Like, I was skeptical. I was like, here, that's just another scam, But with a 60-day money back guarantee, and there's hundreds, thousands, whatever testimonies out there that prove that these products work. So we just have to work with them and, show that we have our belief in them, and nobody can break it. Don't let anybody break or shake that belief you have.
Absolutely. Do you guys have questions? You can chat them to us, or you can unmute if you want and ask Whitney any questions you might have. Anybody? I know somebody's got a question. They always do this to me. They get real quiet until like the last second when I'm going to be like, and we're going to be done. They're like 3 or 4 questions. I'm just waiting. Oh, how are you finding new customers from Liza?
I actually have 7 new customers this month.
Get out of town. Go, girl.
And that is from the 7-day challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So, but 2 of them have already ordered a full month because they didn't want to run out. So I'm hoping that, you know, the other ones do the same because they like it. I think just setting the expectation high too, or not high. Yeah, setting the expectation not high, but drink your water. You know, do what you need to do, and so I think that's helped me. But like I said, the Dollar General guy, that's another way. My husband got on to me, you know, we could be at Pizza Inn and, you know, I'm sitting here beside a table full of people that have their plates stacked high of pizza. They're talking about their diabetes and their blood sugar and their cholesterol. And my husband will look at me and he'll say, "Don't do it, Whitney. Don't do it." And so I'll wait till he goes back to the buffet, and then I'll take my card over there and just say, "I'm so sorry. I overheard you talking about your blood pressure and your cholesterol, and I just know I have something for you." So just always listening to what people are saying, really.
That's awesome. And is it people are receptive to that? I mean, you obviously don't have people like telling you to shut up and go away, right?
I did have one.
Okay.
She was at the Waffle House. And she just wasn't interested. She wanted her waffle and she wanted her toast, and and I said, "I'm so sorry." I said, "You have an amazing night." So
yeah,
you know, I mean, we're told to work for those no's. You know, the Diamonds have been told no more than we have. So I didn't let her get me down. I just kept on going. So
that's awesome. Julie wants to know, how do you keep your customers engaged when they're not seeing the results as quickly as they'd hoped for?
I just tell them our bodies are different. And if, you know, like for me, mine, I didn't lose any weight or inches or anything like that until probably almost month 2, because my body was a mess, a hot mess. Like I had to get it in order first. So I felt the energy. I felt that I wanted to get out of bed, that, you know, I wasn't in pain anymore. So that's what sold me. So if you can get them to tell you one thing they love about Plexus, whether it's they have more energy or they're sleeping better or they're pooping, you know, what's another one that is just small but less cravings, or they don't eat as much. If you can get them to just say one thing that they like, and then you just keep motivating them, tell them you're there to be their cheerleader. That's what I do. So
yeah, you really almost have to act like a life coach, like really help them to see where they're seeing benefits, because a lot of people don't even realize they're seeing it until you say that. Hey, are you sleeping any better? Hey, do you go to the bathroom more regularly? Like, oh yeah, I totally do. I didn't even think of that. You know, it's like somebody at our event in Wisconsin the other week said, "Gosh, until you just said that, I forgot I hadn't had such horrible, debilitating pain from, I think it was plantar fasciitis." She's like, "I totally, until you just said that, hadn't even thought about the fact that I haven't had pain in 6 months." And until somebody reminded her, she's like, "Oh yeah." So yeah, they need a cheerleader. I like that. Definitely.
And then one thing too, I learned, I don't know if there's another question yet or not, but one thing I've learned too is, you know, it's probably a little more work on us, but I had a lady that I'm pretty close to, and she was an ambassador under me. She went isogenic. And so I just reached out to her and I said, you know, "I love you. Can you tell me what the difference for you is?" And she said with what she's doing, these ladies had just told her kind of what foods to eat. So I guess us just gaining that knowledge, you know, and not having the mindset of they've got the plexus, they'll be good. You know, having a mindset about, you know, eat a little bit better, or maybe take a walk once a week, you know, that kind of thing. So,
Yeah, to encourage them again.
mhm.
That's awesome. All right, before we close, anybody else have a question? Okay, so some people think that they can do it all without plexus. Why do they need plexus then? What would you say if somebody thinks they can just do it all without plexus?
Then why hadn't they done it already?
Yeah, and I guess it really goes back to the whole, bodybuilders use it. People who are huge into exercising and, fit and whatever still have a need to get their body healthy.
I have a girl, she's actually my husband's cousin. She is a bikini competitor and she works out like crazy. And she messaged me and she said, okay, girl, I want this, this, and this. And, I want to gain lean muscle. I want this. And she said, I think I want the slim and the boost. I was like, okay, so you've already researched, because we've been talking about it for a while. But she finally decided that's what she wanted. Um, you know, and I've had people tell me that too. Well, you could have fixed your thyroid issue if you would have just ate right and exercised. Well, let me tell you, it was a lot more than just a thyroid issue. I was depressed. I didn't want to get out of bed. So how could I have done that? I didn't have that motivation. And, like I told them, I said, I had to tell myself, how well has it worked for me up till now? Because is that how it's going to work when I say, no to plexus again? So sometimes it's diet and exercise is not always enough.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, I cannot thank you enough. I'm so glad you got on this call. I appreciate it. We love the outside perspective. Obviously, they have to listen to me all the time, poor things, but it's awesome that people get to hear from somebody else. So thank you so much. And I know we are going to see you as a Ruby and then a senior Ruby and then an Emerald in Maui or Kona very soon. So thank you very much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay. Y'all have a good night. This will be recorded. It was recorded, so I'll stick it out on my page relatively soon. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.